The fact of the matter is, whether you've been in network marketing for years or just a few days, your family and friends have seen your opportunity and your phone is, as we call it, burnt. If you're anything like me, that's a scary thought. So the big question is, how do entrepreneurs like us, who love the network marketing profession, who no longer want to be that guy, and are tired of convincing people during uncomfortable let's get coffee meetings where they say, what's this all about? How do we market in a way that aligns us with our dream clients and expands our network of upfront and transparent professionals, allowing us to get our time back, our families back, and gain a real passive asset? People like us who value impact over income, we deserve to see our visions once and for all. Join me in this podcast where we'll uncover just how to do that. My name is Eric Sablon. Welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Burnt Phone Marketing Radio, and I'm extremely fired up. I always say that I'm really fired up, but this is something that I've always thought of doing, and it just kind of fell in my lap. It's super cool that they're doing what they're doing. I'm honored to have two people on this interview today, so make sure if you want to catch this live or catch the video so you can see what's going on, click into the link, and what we'll do is in the show notes, we'll give you the link to the video so you can watch the whole thing because, you know, video, pictures worth 1,000 words. So today I have a 3-time international best-selling author. She is a speaker, a founder. She is an independent 20K brand promoter in the company that she's in. She has been all over the world. She's traveled. She's an 18-time trip earner. Like, guys, she's an 18-time trip earner. That means she's doing what she's doing, what she's doing, what she's doing. And not only is she doing that and being successful in that business, she's also turning it, basically pushing, becoming a best-selling author. And my good friend, Evan Trad, who's introduced me to her, showed me the ropes, showed me exactly what he's doing. He's a best-selling author right now, crushing it in his network marketing company, and just an overall amazing individual. And I'm super excited to see exactly, and have you guys see exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it to create this thing that everybody wants to do, become an international best-selling author. Like, I want to do that too. So pay attention, grab your notebook, grab your notepad, get ready. And here's the thing. Don't let this fall on deaf ears. Make sure you take action, because action cures everything. And if you take the next step, you're going to take momentum. So please welcome Sherri, Leopold, and Evan Trad to the show. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hey, Eric, thanks so much for having us. So excited to be here.
I'm super excited for you guys to be here. So I'm actually just going to start off. Go ahead and talk. I guess Sherri could go first. Go ahead and talk about a little bit about your backstory and who you are and what you've done. A little bit more than what I talked about. Like I gave the highlight reel, but kind of so the audience knows who you are.
So I am, the serial entrepreneur, like so many people. I actually started way back as a kid. I grew up in some domestic violence, and it was actually about the age of 12, sort of realized I had a voice and I could use it. And that actually sort of propelled me forward through the years. I think sort of really fueled my fire, if you will, to really encourage other people to use that voice that they have and that they actually are powerful. And I really teach people how to stand up and stand out as the unrepeatable miracle that they are. You are born that way. You are extraordinary, and there's no one like you. And the whole point is it's your time to shine. Yesterday, today, this minute, next minute, every minute. It's your time to stand up and stand out. That's what I teach people to do.
I love that. Stand up and stand out. That's a huge nugget. Like I always say, get out of the sea of sameness. And I love the stand up and stand out. Evan, tell me a little bit about where you came from, a little bit about your background, and just so the audience kind of knows who you are.
Yeah, so I'm a teacher by trade. I like to say an entrepreneur by blood. And I actually met Sherri on an airplane going to Las Vegas. We sat next to each other and started to chat, and became fast friends. And I refer to Sherri as my mentor mom. And we have adventures that go all around the world. And we have our own hashtag, Adventures with Sherri and Evan. Um, and it's, through her mentoring that I started my network marketing business, how I found you, Eric, and David and Fabian, and joined, your Become the Upline program. And ever since then have just been rocking it. A few years ago, I started a business called Team Evan, which is an acronym for Every Vision Activates Knowledge. And our mission is to empower people with disabilities to become successful entrepreneurs, which fuses my passion of teaching and special education with my entrepreneur background.
Wow. That's it.
Mentor mom is melting.
Yeah, mentor mom is melting. I love the Team Evan. I love the Team Evan and entrepreneur by blood. So that, like, as you can tell, guys, if you're listening, the people that are on the show right now are super authentic. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it that they really care about people. They want to help people stand up and stand out. Your time to shine. I mean, think about those things, because there's so many people out there that don't have that mentor, don't have that person to lean on to help them stand up and stand out. So, I mean, guys, you're in the right place. If you're listening right now, you clicked the right thing because of the right reason. So take note right now, because we're going to get into the goods right now. So I've always wanted to be an author. I've always wanted to do it. They're like, just write a book, just do this. So tell the audience, like, one of the questions that you put on here, how can I become a best-selling author? Like, can you just in a nutshell give me like the 1, 2, 3 to do that? I mean, or is there a process that you have? Just kind of tell me what the audience could do to take the first kind of steps to do that.
Sure. I think I'll lean into that one if you don't mind. Evan and I actually had the same opportunity at the same time. So one of our adventures is that we became international best-selling authors in the same actual book, in the One Habit series for entrepreneurial success. That's an endeavor by Steve Samblis, who is the owner of that series. And he has created a process that he has taken all the best of everything, figured out the process along the way to make sure that the book gets seen in all the right places, that the press gets done, that the marketing gets done, and that the authors are all engaged in the process. So it's a huge collaborative book. So that's, I think, the number one thing. When you said, I always wanted to be an author, we all have a story in us. And that's that little thing that goes, oh, but I don't know. What if nobody reads it? What if, you know what? That's not important. What's important is if that is a dream that's in your heart, you get your words on a page because somebody's waiting for your words.
That's a big one. Somebody is waiting for your words. That's huge. Like, and the weird thing is a lot of people are like, like you said, nobody wants to hear my story, but it'll appeal to so many people. That's why there's so many genres of books. There's so many genres of things. Like, that's the reason why your voice needs to be heard. And I like what you said at the beginning, when you found your voice when you were little, you found your voice when you were younger, and you've taken that to the next level and actually are helping people find their voice inside their head.
I think too, what bogs people down from taking that step to become an author, yet alone a best-selling author, is having to write an entire book, right? Like, I don't have enough information, or I don't have a big enough story, or, I just have these few ideas. And so I think for me personally, it was awesome to start with a chapter, I can write a chapter, right? I have enough words in my mind and enough ideas and a habit, right? Because that's the focus of the book, is sharing habits. Um, that I can become a best-selling author and an international best-selling author by writing one chapter in a book. I don't have to write the entire thing. And I think that takes a lot of the pressure off. At least it did for me, than having to, like, write a 10 chapter book and figure out the marketing myself and figure out the publishing myself and figuring out, all of the intricacies of writing and publishing a book. Is Steve and the One Habit series has it all figured out for you.
That's good.
So
That's
the chat, I want to just say that the chapter is approximately, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Evan. It's usually, I mean, it's not more than 1,000 words total.
Okay.
Because you actually do two things. You do one habit, one that helps you create the success, right? And one that's an unhabit, something that would deter somebody from having success. So some people do the opposite of what their habit is, and some people choose something that they've stopped doing that has contributed to their success. So, and in our particular case, the One Habit series are specific arenas, if you will. Like we did entrepreneurial success. It was all entrepreneurs, and it was their best habits and their unhabits. And then how to thrive in a post-COVID world. They have how to have a thriving home office, how to beat cancer. I mean, like, they have very specific titles, and all the habits are all related to that. Ours is the ultimate health and wellness. Now, when Evan and I talked about this topic, he and I discussed, we wanted it to be all encompassing, like the go-to guide, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's financial health, or wellness, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, all the whole gamut, right? Like, people will like, I'm not in health and wellness. I'm like, yeah, breathing, you're in health and wellness. So yeah, you are. Every day you're doing things that impact your health, whether it's, we have such a wide range. Even Evan and I, our habit that we've written for this book is completely polar opposite. Like, they are nothing alike at all, but they're both valuable. The whole thing is, whatever you do for your success, for your health and wellness daily, is important to somebody else. I said somebody's waiting for your words. Mm-hmm. They are waiting for your habit to impact their life.
Wow. Yeah. And I like what you said there. It's like they're waiting for it. So there's people out there listening. And I love the framework that Evan said. He talked about just starting with one chapter. And what I got from that nugget was, when you start from one chapter and you get to stay in your lane, like, here's what you're going to talk about. Here's what you're going to write about. But guess what? You're co-collaborating with 10 to 12 to 20 other people that are building your Dream 100. You're literally Dream 100ing the best authors in one space that, like, dials in your let's just talk marketing. That dials in your offer so that the audience that you're talking to pulls that Evan knows what he's doing, and Sherri knows what she's doing, and so-and-so knows what he's doing. It's like the Dream 100, like the piece. It's like a piece. It's like the Dream 100 piece, but it's really the Dream 10. But I love the fact that you said one chapter, less than 1,000 words, or right around 1,000 words, with a framework that they could follow.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to try to figure it out. I was like, people are like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you know your own habit better than anyone, right? Like, you know what your habit is. You do it every day. It's why it's a habit. It's merely putting it to words. Mm-hmm. So, and Evan and I are always open to talk to people because I've had people keep reaching out to me. Do you think this is okay for a habit? I'm like, does it serve you well? Yes, then it will probably serve somebody else reading it. So yes, I guess they want that, it'll be okay if I do this, and that's okay. We're happy to talk with people about that and have that conversation, of course, with them.
And part of the cool thing too in becoming a contributing author in this series is they do all of the editing and revising for you. So if you feel like you're not a great writer, you get a proof of your chapter that's been edited and revised, and then you kind of give the final okay on it, and then it goes to publish. So you don't even have to, like, that's the really, I know when I wrote another book myself, and like the most expensive part of the entire process was the editing process. And then when I got it published, I still found mistakes, and I was like, oh my God, I paid all that money and there are still mistakes. Like,
I
so
think
to
the
have
other
that,
thing, go ahead.
to have that
I think the other thing
done.
too is this is the most beautiful thing about being in a collaborative book. And if anybody ever asks me, well, you've written this and you've done this, what should I do? I always say, do a collaborative book first, always. And here's why. I did my own book first, as did Evan. So here's what happens. You like buckle down, you write all the words, you get the editing, you pay for this, you do this, you upload it, and you go, it's like anticlimactic, right? So like you're like, okay, I'm done. But like all the marketing's left, right? Mm-hmm. So like you're like all your air is kind of out of your balloon from doing all the work going up to the lead in. And it's like it feels, I don't know how to explain it except that it's the complete opposite in a collaboration. You very succinctly write that chapter, and then you get to be on the joy journey with everybody while everything else gets done for you. The marketing with your face on the front of the book, the interviews you get to do, and all the collaborative things, all those things are done for you. All the uploading, the ISBN, all that stuff, it's all done for you. So you just show up and go, I'm an author. It's like the best thing ever.
And like you said, Sherri, at the end of writing your own book, you feel like you lost steam, or like that all the air sucked out of you because you put so much time and effort into writing it. But the cool thing about being in the collaboration is you get to feed off the energy of the 20 other collaborators or 50 other collaborators, and
or 100, whatever,
how excited they are, and you get to watch their interviews, and then you're excited about your interview, and so it's the energy just keeps going. You don't feel like deflated or defeated at the end of the writing process.
Well, I can totally see that, and I'm sure the audience is like, you know what, that is like, I can do one chapter. I can do one chapter. I can do that part of it. And as long, because like you said, and all of you guys out there, I know that if you do a Facebook Live, if you do any sort of publishing, like you're like, you get it done, you write it, you do the training, all the bullet points are there. You do a 30-minute masterclass, you do an hour masterclass, you do whatever, you're doing to promote. Guess what happens when you close the masterclass? The marketing and the sales starts. It's exactly what they're having. So if you had that feeling before, if you've had that, oh gosh, I got to do marketing sales, the best part about this process is you stay in your lane. You do what you do best. You show up to get on stage, and then you get off stage, and then you collect the interviews, and you go out and do the things that you're supposed to do that promotes the book. So your promotion doesn't feel like it's I love what you said, the collaborative book. So I'm going to actually jump in and kind of futurecast the audience a little bit. So you guys have written books. You guys have written books non-collaborative, and you've written books collaborative. What is the benefit? Like a lot of people, this is a network marketing podcast and a marketing podcast. So what is the benefit of becoming a best-selling author? I'm going to let Evan go first, and then I'm going to let Sherri follow that up. But what is like one or two benefits that you've been able to hang your hat on and actually promote using best-selling author?
So I would say the number one benefit is the credibility in, speaking with prospects and speaking with team members, to say, my team leader is a best-selling author.
Mhm.
You know, if someone on my team is getting started, they can use my credibility to build their credibility, right? And I think also the community that Steve Samblis has built around the whole One Habit series. You're in a community of every contributing author who has written a chapter in any one of the One Habit books. And you know that builds your network. So not only are you building credibility, but you're also building your network. So those I think would be the two like big benefits of saying being able to say I'm a best-selling author.
All right, Sherri, you're a 3-time international best-selling author. So tell me what that has done for, tell me what that's done for you. You know what? Let's go back. Tell me what that's done for your business and how the credibility has actually, how that has helped you with your business, your network marketing business. Tell me how that benefits you.
You know what? I think it's actually just, if you want to say rounded it out, um, in the credibility space, I would have to say one of the things that it's done is sort of dilute the, oh, you do that,
Mm-hmm.
thing. No, I do lots of things. That's one of the things I do. It's actually helped balance me as a person out, I think, at having that best-selling author. But I want to speak to one of the things, because this is very specific to network marketing people, especially coaches, things like that. This is the book you should be in. If you're not in it, you're making a terrible mistake. And there's a couple reasons why. One of the benefits of being a collaborative author in the One Habit series is they help you set up your Amazon author page. You're like, what's that? You know what Amazon is. I think you want your name in the SEO with Amazon. I'm just going to point that out. And you have your name and you have your bio and all your links to all your websites, including your network marketing ones. Nobody says you can't put them there. They want them there. That's where people can find you. Your name, all your information, all your links, all your social media links, everything, and all your books underneath, they can click and buy right from your Amazon author page. Who wouldn't want that book with your website to your product right above it? I don't know what you're thinking. You better go and sign up. That's just silly.
So it's like a super landing page.
Right. Like powered by free for you.
Powered by Amazon. I don't know if I can say that, but it's a super landing page powered by Amazon, optimized for SEO, optimized for, search, optimized because Amazon wants to sell books.
That's correct. So, that's correct. And you know what? Yes, they're promoting themselves, but they're allowing you to promote yourself in the space. That's one of the number one things. The other thing is you can utilize best-selling author. You can utilize this book to say, hey, you know what? This was a best-selling book in, I think, 3 countries. This is the one that Evan and I are in. Biggest book that you can print on Amazon, by the way. 790 pages or something. Weighs a ton. So here's the thing. You can take that and you can contact any radio station, any television station and say, hey, I was in a best-selling book. I would love to talk about my habit. Would you be willing to interview me? Why would they do that? Because people are going to go Google you.
Yes.
So make sure you know where you show up on Google. And if you're on Amazon author page, your name's going to show up in the Google.
In the Google.
In the Google.
Wow. That right there, like that. So 2 things that I got from that. It balances you out and then it gives you massive credibility. Massive credibility. And wow. So tell me a little bit about my mind's kind of blown away right now because the way that you did the landing page, the way that you talked about the landing page and the co-collaborative and everyone on this podcast that's listening, if you ever thought of, I want to be an author, the link's going to be in the show notes, but I'm going to give you the offer right now because I'm blown away. So what you're going to want to do is go to www.onehabit.com/wellness discount. Now, if you do this before July 15th, 2021, so I don't know how long you're listening to this, there's a special offer on there. So I would suggest, if you're thinking about, I'm not exactly sure if I want to do it, I'm not exactly sure, here's the deal. We just talked about how valuable it's been for a one-time author and a three-time author to just rank on Amazon. Now, let me just kind of...
I'll add one more to that.
Go ahead.
If you have already authored a book and you don't have an Amazon author page for some reason, some people don't know they can do it. The thing is, you can hook all your books to that. So if you're in our One Habit book, what it will do is it will automatically suggest your book by this author when they go to buy that book. So you'll sell other books. So I know this.
Got an upsell. You literally have an
That's
upsell.
right. They upsell for you.
They upsell for you. So that link before July 15, 2021, don't know when you're listening to this, www.onehabit.com/wellness, WELLNESS discount. I'm going to put it in the show notes for you guys. The discount, if you're listening to this after July 15th, the discount might not be there. However, the offer alone, to get your name as a best-selling author, to get your credibility up, to balance out your massive network marketing company or your little network marketing company, but to balance that out and literally give that as a lead magnet or do something like that for your people, the credibility is amazing. So just make sure you catch the show notes and click on that link and do it, because I normally don't sell a whole lot of stuff on my podcast, but I'm telling you right now that this right here is something that could, with action and 1,000 words and a little bit of an investment, change the trajectory of your business.
Absolutely. My TV show is a direct result of being in that first book I just held up.
So, and you have a TV
You might get a TV show.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, so I did the pitch, guys. Sorry, like, you're on here. I did the pitch because I'm excited. So tell me a little bit about the One Habit. What is the One Habit series? That way everyone's like, you know what, I'm going to be in the One Habit series. They already thought about what they want to do. So tell me a little about the One Habit series. What is it?
So it's the idea is, so it's a series of books, like Sherri mentioned earlier, around a certain topic. So the book that we're co-authoring is One Habit for Ultimate Health and Wellness. You know, the book that we were both in was One Habit for Entrepreneurial Success. And the idea is that you don't read these books cover to cover. You open it, find a habit, read the unhabit, and then implement, right? So you try it for, I think they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. So you try it every day for 21 days, and then you go back and you open it again and read a different habit. And if it connects with you, try it again for 21 days. And it's just there it's a resource to help you build better habits in your life. In some cases, it's to overcome something or make a significant change. Other things, it's, just making small changes in your life to make every day great. And so finding the topic that suits you and your company best. There are, I think, 15 books in process of being published right now. So, you can always also check out other books that might align with what you're looking for as well. Of course, we want all of your listeners to be in our book, because we're awesome. But, there are other books that are happening right now as well that are looking for authors. So if for whatever reason you don't want to join us, you can always look for other opportunities. Or if you miss our deadline and our book is closed to authors, there are always other ones open and accepting authors.
That's super cool. So here's what I want. Here's what I kind of want, because it's one of the questions that you put in here. Someone says, you know what, Evan and Sherri, this sounds like a freaking amazing deal. This sounds like so awesome. How do I submit a chapter? Like, what are the steps to submit a chapter? Like, is there something that I have to do? Is there certain things that I need to do? Like, walk me through that process. So a person that's looking from the outside in kind of says, I'm going to set my mind at ease because these are the few things that I need to do. I don't need to write a whole chapter while I make my decision. I can do something like set my mind at ease and walk me through the process of going to the next step.
Sure. I'll take that. I think the best decision you can make is just to make a decision first and go to the onehabit.com/wellness-discount. You're going to see a lot of information, read through the information, keep scrolling down. You're going to see, and I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm just going to be transparent. You might go, oh, I got to write this chapter right now. Like you might think, oh God, I haven't written it yet. But here's the thing. I want to put your mind at ease. What's most important is that you put your personal information in there, your contact information. You include a headshot, which you can change later. If you're like, oh, this is just one from my phone, it's fine. Just put something in the photo that is you, not your dog, but that is you. And then scroll down, and in each box, because you won't have your habit written perhaps, or you're not ready yet, or maybe your bio is too long and you need to shorten it. So you're gonna actually, or maybe you've never written one, you can put an X in all of those boxes. And then you just go down and you pay your money, and then you submit, and it will then email you and say, thank you for joining the One Habit for Ultimate Health and Wellness. So here's the thing. What you're doing is securing your spot. That's what you're doing. You're saying, I have a chapter in this book. So you can then submit your stuff into the chapter. Evan and I both have it saved in a Google Doc, but you can always go back and look at it. But you can then write the pieces and then just email it in. So there's no pressure to like write it right that second. I almost didn't do the first one because I saw that and panicked and thought, oh, I can't do that this fast. And I waited 24 hours, and then they were like, oh no, just do that. And I was like, oh, well, I can do that. So then I went, it didn't take me long because I knew what my habit was going to be, but I just didn't have it typed out. So it gave me the grace to be able to take a minute and think about how I wanted it to sound and put it in there. So, you don't have to have it all written, but you do have to make a decision. And that's what we're talking about. And that's probably, I'm pretty sure what this whole entire podcast is just, you know what, hashtag make good choices, hashtag make a decision, get mad, make a decision.
And that's kind of where I was, because I don't want someone to get to the website, decide that they, because you're listening to the podcast. So this is you and you're listening to the podcast, and you went and you clicked on the button and you're like, oh my goodness, this is too much. I'm scared. Just know that it's okay. All of us felt that way too. Put an X there. Take a deep breath. Read the next one, put an X there. Take a deep breath. Read the next one, put something there.
Just know that the X stands for extra awesome when you get it written.
Yeah, it's going to be extra awesome when you get it written. So just know that you'll be dialed in. And if you have a habit that you do every single day that's in the health and wellness field, it's something that you want to share with somebody. It's dancing, it's doing whatever you do, the one little thing, the niche that you do that makes you different, that you want to share with the world, that you want to make sure that if it helped you, it might help somebody else. It might help your neighbor. It might help your brother. It might help anyone in this world that downloads something on Amazon. that helps you become a best-selling author, help that one person. I live by this word: service to many leads to greatness.
Absolutely.
And
And, I want to just make one comment if I could, because we have so many network marketers and people always want to promote their business. I want to remind people that, so we're all in different products and stuff. And even though Evan and I are in a health and wellness company, neither one of us wrote anything regarding our product. And here's why. And I'm going to point this out to you. There's no reason to do that. You are more than your product. People buy you first. But here's the thing. If you do something that's related to your product, say there's an ingredient in your product and that's what you really love, you can talk about the ingredient and the benefits of that ingredient and how it helps you. That's your habit. I take this every day. You don't need to say I take XYZ product and you can get it at, it's not a commercial, right? Here's where the Amazon author page comes in. Somebody reads your chapter, they can find you if they're going to type in your name. And if it comes up in Amazon Author Central and you have your website there, they've already found you. You don't need to shove your company down somebody's throat. Put the benefit of whatever, if you're going to tie your habit to something like that. I just want to make that clear because there's a lot of people in oils and various things and the oil might be very important, but if you're extolling the virtue of lavender, it doesn't have to be from a company, but you could talk about why quality is important and sourcing is important in that or whatever. I mean, you can give the information to support, they'll find you because see, you're the expert. They'll come to you to find it.
That is a huge nugget. And that's where it shifts from sales and like weird prospecting and I feel slimy to I'm providing value and I'm not pitching my product and they're finding me on a credible source. How many times have you guys been in an event, in something, and they say, don't ever say your product name because they're going to Google it. Imagine if they're Googling you and they're going from Google to Amazon and Amazon to your site and your site to the purchase page and your purchase page to your commission check.
I like that road a lot.
I do too.
So that being said, thank you guys so much. This was such a fun interview. I'm actually getting on a plane and my plane leaves in an hour and a half. So I'm getting on a plane in an hour and a half. And thank you guys so much for coming on, explaining to the audience about how important it is to become a best-selling author and how simple it is and how the framework is done to get you to where you need to be, where you don't have to write the whole book. And I just want to say, if you guys want to, in the show notes, I'm going to actually put a link to both Sherri and Evan's Facebook profile so you guys can connect with them. And always, always, always make sure you listen to the whole outro. Probably will make a special outro for this one, promoting this book premiere. So we will launch this right away, and I want to thank you guys. It's been a blessing to have you both on the show. Super awesome. And I used to always finish it with another question, but I'm going to skip that question for the next time we do an interview promoting the book when it launches. So
thank you so much, Eric.
Yes, thank you, Eric.
You're welcome. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode of Burnt Phone Marketing Radio.
Thank you so much for your listenership and your continued support of Burnt Phone Marketing Radio. This is Eric Sablon, and as a bonus to you, I wanted to give you guys a free strategy session with me. All you have to do is go to www.burntphonemarketing.com/book a call, and we will set up a strategy session to help you get unstuck. So that's www.burntphonemarketing.com/book a call.